we came up with a new category, a new species of housing called affordable housing, whereby in Penang it started from around 400, but now we have reduced right down to 300,000 maximum cap. So we've got the low cost all the way to several types of products of affordables, 150, 200, 250, 300 on the island. On the mainland, we cap it at 250. Also from 42 low cost up to 250,000, several types of products. And for your information, since 2008, low cost, low medium cost affordable housing, we have actually built, physically delivered both government projects and private sector nearly more than 28,000 as of today. And it keeps increasing because as I speak, physically done 28,000 and above. Being done, that means various stages of being built, 22,000 and above. So that will become physically delivered soon. And plan approved for such housing, 30 over 1,000. So that will come to the category of being built. This is the evolution of this development of such affordable housing in Penang. But that shows the commitment of the state government. If you take the 28 done, the 22 being done, the 30 to be done, that is 80 over 1,000 units of affordable housing for Penangites. So that is why I'm very happy to be here, because Mark has agreed to make sure that affordable stock is also put on display. I think some of your sponsors like Ideal and Bunsiu, they also have been assisting the state government, because under the old Barisan regime, they never assisted us. They had affordable programs like Prima. You know, in Penang, not even one physically built since Prima came about in 2012. Whenever I talk about it, I get very angry. But I think you understand why I'm angry. Although now I got no one to be angry against anymore, because we have taken over Putrajaya. But when I went there and I saw the new minister, I said, you need to give Penang some priority, because we have been sidelined all this while. So now there's a major restructuring going on at federal level, because earlier on the housing programs were under many ministries. Housing Ministry, Prime Minister's Department, it was a mess. So they're trying to put it all under one roof, that is the Ministry of Housing. And Yang Mohamad Zuraida has agreed that all states that have Prima projects, they can monitor the projects as if they are our own. And in fact, that's what I did. The first one actually is by Ideal. They joint venture with Prima in Kampong Custom, Glugor, which will see more than 2,000 units of affordable housing being built in Kampong Custom, Bukit Glugor. And I'm monitoring it. When I came back after seeing Zuraida, I had a spot check. And Tan Sri Alex had to run down there, because I said, now this is my project. It is no longer a federal project, and I want to see it delivered in a timely fashion. I keep doing spot checks, not just on state government products, not just on private sector products, but now also on federal government programs, because we are the federal government now. So we must make sure we walk the talk and deliver according to the timeline. Now that is in relation to the delivery of adequate housing. Now, I think I just want to mention that as of late, you can see one worrying trend or other statement that is being made by several parties. That is in relation to overhang. I think all you property players will understand what that meaning is. And NAPIC in their report stated that of all the main major cities in Malaysia, Johor, Wilayah, Selangor and Penang had the highest overhang, and that was about 40%. That means, according to NAPIC, within 9 months of being delivered, it is not sold, it goes into category of overhang. But let me tell you one thing, and let me be very clear about it. NAPIC's figures themselves show that out of the 40% overhang, technically speaking, the majority, nearly 70%, was for non-affordable housing. That means around 30% only was the affordable housing. That means, that shows The way forward is affordable housing. Because of overhang is you can build $1 million houses, you can build $2 million houses, but if you're not going to get a buyer, then no point building it, isn't it? Where else you know there is a market for affordables. So that's why I say that is the way forward. Number one, that is Napic's own figures. This is the latest report I got from the Age. Now this report is entitled Overhang Homes, a Bitter Pill for Cooling Market. And this report has some numbers. I always like to look at the numbers because the heading sometimes doesn't reflect the numbers. You must dissect the numbers and then you will get the truth. Now what has happened in Malaysia, not just Penang, where overhang is concerned, that means you got glut, too much stock out there that cannot be sold. A snapshot of Malaysia's overhang home stocks. I give you some numbers because these numbers is a good number for you. Yes, there is overhang, but we must look at the numbers to understand where we are. In 2015, there were some 10,200 units overhang. Year to year, that means 2015 to 2014, it increased by 5%. That's bad. That means there was overhang and then there is more overhang. Further 10,000 year to year, 5.7% to be exact. 2015 to 2016 was worse. From 10,200 it went up to 14,792, which means year to year, 15 to 16 was 5.7, a massive jump of 43%. 10,000 to 14,000, that's 43%. 2016 to 2017 was the worst. Malaysia we're talking about. From 14,792 in the market, it went up to 24,738. That means year to year, 16 to 17. From 43% the year before, from 16 to 17, there was an increase of 67%. That was the worst year, 2017, last year. But let us take solace in the fact that the number that I'm going to say now for this year, as of October, the latest number by the Age, from 24,000, it went up. But it didn't go up like the drastic way it went up 16 to 17. 40% one year, 60% one year. It went up by only about 5,000 units, which is around 19%. Which means it is coming down. The number of overhang is coming down. That's why sometimes you must look at the numbers and dissect it properly, then you will understand. What does that show? I think we are in month 5 now, post GE14. Coming back to what your chairman has said, I feel that before GE14, the problem that haunted the property market, be it primary or secondary, was the uncertainty factor, the wait and see factor. Because the government, they were plagued with so many problems. 1MDB, corruption, kleptocracy, the old regime plagued by so many problems. So people had a sense of uncertainty. They wanted to wait and see what is happening, where are we headed. There was no direction by the old Barisan Nasional government. That is a matter of fact. That is why it was changed in May. For the first time in 61 years. Never did you think it would be possible. Sometimes I got to pinch all of y'all, ask y'all to wake up because y'all probably don't believe that this has happened. But it has happened. And tell all the people who come to your fair that has happened. And because that has happened, there is a sense of certainty now. There is a sense of political calm now. We are seeing the wrongs being righted. So the wait and see, the uncertainty is no longer there. Now if that is the case, that is why probably you saw that number. Less overhang, things are moving. It's like, a pressure cooker, the steam, you letting it out now. All this while it's just not been let out. That's why you get numbers like 40% overhang increase, 60% overhang increase, no more. This year, month 5, post GE 14, May 9, you can see things are moving. And I can tell you one thing, like I said, Malaysia baru 5 bulan. Pulau Pinang baru sudah 10 tahun. So I can continue to say that where Penang is concerned, we have a track record, and you can rest assured to all the prospective purchasers here that if you buy a property in Penang, it is going to be a really good investment. Right or wrong? No, must say right lah. So today I'm here doing some marketing for all my friends. I don't get any commission or anything like that. And I'm not a licensed estate agent as well. But as the Exco for Housing, let me once again take this opportunity to thank Mark, your team from HQ, all of you all. I hope you all will continue this practice of holding this fair. And the Penang State Government is committed to always supporting you, especially when you support us in our efforts to ensure that the public are told of how we have managed to make sure there is adequate stock of affordable housing.